Hey, welcome to you. Welcome. And I'm glad to have you here because today we are going to walk through a Mercury retrograde preparation and survival guide, as I am calling it. Mercury retrograde's coming up this Friday on March 14th, and I think I just had some divine inspiration here, but also from my own life, that I usually have a really tough Mercury retrograde every time it comes up. So I figured I'd put out a reading for all of us that will help us to prepare for the upcoming next few weeks and the cycle that we're going through next. All right, so how this is going to go today, so I'm going to use a spread format. I'm going to do a number of different readings today, but the spread format is going to be the same for all of them. First, we're going to talk about what's going to go well for you during the Mercury retrograde. I do think it's important for us to look at the silver linings, whatever silver linings we can find during Mercury's retrograde. So we're going to look at that today and see if Spirit can give us any insight. We're going to go through, I'm going to ask the question, like, what lessons are coming up for us to be reviewed and what is being reviewed during Mercury's retrograde. So we're going to hopefully get a peek behind the veil at that. And then we'll move into some final advice from Spirit and any other ways they want to help to prepare you for the upcoming Mercury retrograde in the next few weeks. So we'll move into that. So all the readings are going to take the same format, but that's how we're going to kind of move through this today. In terms of overall for the reading, I'm going to split up each of the zodiac signs into elements. So if you are a fire sign, so that means Aries, Leo, and Aquarius, you would just watch the Aries or the fire sign videos. Of course, Aries is in that. Okay. We're going to do a reading for air signs, which will be Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. We'll do a reading for water signs, which is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And then we'll do earth signs, which is Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Okay. All of the timestamps are below. I am going to close out for this entire span of readings. I'm going to close us all out with an oracle card. So that'll be at the very end. So feel free to check that out after you watch whatever reading you want to watch for your element. Okay, but I'm also going to include a reminder here that we have all of the signs within us. So if you are feeling drawn to watch a particular set of readings, watch them. If you want to watch them all, watch them all. Okay, but don't feel limited based on zodiac sign just because we have all of these things in us. Okay. All right, well, I'm going to just show this really quickly for anyone who likes to kind of read. So that'll be the format today. Hopefully you can read my writing. Feel free to pause that and to look at it for any of you who like to see it written. All right, but we're going to go ahead and get into it. Feel free to use the tabs below, and yeah, I'll see you in a second. All right, hey, fire signs. All right, so if you are an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, this reading is for you. Of course, feel free to watch this no matter who you are, but we're going to do a reading now for the fire signs. Welcome to you. All right, so we're going to start out. I do want to know what's going well. So Spirit, what's going well during Mercury's retrograde coming up in the next few weeks? What's going well for the fire signs? Okay, that's it. Okay, they gave you two cards. Hold on, we have 2 oracle cards for you. All right, so here's the first one. Okay, it says rosemary, it says remembrance, loyalty, faithfulness. Is that upright? Okay, it's upright and reverse. Okay, yeah, there's something coming through really strongly about the loyalty bit of that card. I feel like there's something you're holding on to. Okay, yeah. I feel like they're showing me the Death Tarot card in my mind's eye. I feel like there's something you're holding on to really tightly that I just feel like needs adjusting somehow. So we'll get into that in a second. But here's Sage. It's the next card. Okay, and it says wisdom, purification, harmony, upright. Yeah. Okay. So I feel like, this message is going to run into here's what's going well for you. It feels like over this retrograde cycle, there's going to be a focus on you following your internal wisdom, your internal, I'm hearing internal compass, to go towards it. There's a certain path or direction that your soul wants to move you towards that I feel like right now has been blocked. There's something around the earth coming through here as like a block is the way Spirit is showing it to me. It's like it's been blocked. You're blocked because it feels like there's something you're holding on to really tightly. And I feel like actually this retrograde is going to be about letting go of something. And that could be, honestly, this feels a little bit like identity based. I don't know. There's something around this remembrance and loyalty. I can sometimes read this like linked in with like, it's not quite ancestors, but it's almost like lineage things, or like how you have identified yourself up to this point, or things you inherited, and seeing that kind of like, I'm hearing unravel a bit, but I feel like it's more of like a loosening that wants to happen. I feel like there's a direction you're being called in. For some of you, it feels very spirituality based. That's coming through really strongly with the Sage card. It feels spirituality based, healing based potentially. Okay, but no matter what, it's like you're following the kind of like winds. Like you see the wind, the kind of smoke on this card, like following the smoke, the winds of your soul, which is very like fire, right? That's exactly what it feels like. It feels like there's a direction you're going to be like shifted into, and it feels really good for you. But I sense the resistance. That earth is coming in really strongly, which again, you're a fire sign, but it feels like there's some sort of block here. I almost feel like there's a path you know you need to be walking, but there's been some resistance to it. Okay, yeah, let's go deeper into this message, Spirit. Yeah, let's go deeper. So what is the lesson? What else is coming up with this? Hold on. Do you want this card? Okay. Ooh. Can we get another card? This card? Ooh. Oh. One more? Okay. Hold on. This card? All right. So let me show you these cards. Holy moly. Okay. Wow. Okay. Fire signs. Okay. So we got the Tower. Yeah, that feels about right. It's almost like there was some sort of block, and I feel like something's coming in to shake this up. Now, it's interesting because this actually doesn't feel totally bad. Again, I do feel like it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable. Like that feels here and present, okay? But what followed in very quickly was the Fool. Yeah, was the Fool. So this is actually heralding a new beginning, a new change for you. It's new for you. I feel like what's going to be happening or trying to come in, or the lessons that are being learned during this Mercury retrograde, there's going to be some sort of like event or something that shakes up. This is speaking to, I was talking about like an identity shift. That's actually what this is speaking to. There's something that comes in and like shakes this up, okay? It's almost like this Tower card is coming in to loosen up whatever block you've had. And there's been a block, okay? So that way you can come into alignment with where you're actually meant to go and meant to flow, which is connected in with this Fool card. That's you, Aries, okay? This is your card. Well, Aries, but also Leo, Sagittarius. All of you are really represented in the Fool with the fire element, okay? But it's coming in with Aries. This is an Aries card, so this is definitely confirming that this is a fire element reading. Okay, so we definitely have that. Yeah, I definitely feel like, again, this feels definitely really strong for the Aries folks here, but you don't have to be an Aries. This is coming in with all the fire signs. Yeah, because there's all this fire on this Tower card. Okay, so it feels like there's going to be a shakeup. Like, I feel like there's an energy here. I'm sensing some Scorpio, Death Tarot card. Again, the Fool card is here. It just feels like there's an ending and a new beginning. That's what it feels like. That's what's here, okay? So, and like I said, for whatever reason, it keeps coming through as a really critical part of your identity. Now, I'm kind of chuckling we got the Five of Swords here, because this is a card that I actually relate to ancestors, as I was already talking about. But I usually read this as a card of ancestors. So this will be like, let's say this is you, and then there's two other people in the background here, and I read this as the kind of the grid of time you see on the floor here. It's almost like these are ancestors from times past and kind of what you've inherited with these swords. Okay, so that's one way that's the way I read the Five of Swords. So like I said, I feel like there's something you've inherited, or there's something coming in to shake this up. I want to actually go deeper. Can we go deeper into this card? Yeah, what is this Five of Swords specifically? What was brought in, or what is being shaken up here? Yeah, there's definitely a foundational shift, because we got the Hierophant was the other card. Now, this is coming through interestingly, because I was speaking about like an identity shift in terms of going, leaning further into your own spirituality. So that's definitely being confirmed with the Hierophant. But you're noticing we have 3 major arcana here, like fire signs. You're about to go through it in this retrograde. Like, it's definitely going to shake some things up. This one, oh my gosh, and the Empress in reverse. Okay, so this Five of Swords is connected into the way, the ways you manifest abundance. That's a way I would describe this. It feels like there's something really constricted here. There's something really blocked here. I feel like this is something you've inherited, or something that just came in through the experiences you've had in your life that have kept you blocked and hanging on to. Again, it just feels like, I keep saying this, but it feels like a part of yourself that I feel like you've been hanging on to too tightly. And it's time to like loosen it up and let it flow. And I do feel like it's almost like maybe at some point someone had told you like this is the way you need to be, or who you need to become. Maybe this is the particular set of skills that you need to use, or how you need to use them. It just feels like this is coming in with some like external influencing. Now, this could be external influencing in your actual reality right now. This could also be what you've, like I said, external influencing from your ancestors, or what you've inherited. Could also be part of it, because the Hierophant also speaks to, it's very like, it speaks to like a much longer set of time than even just one lifetime. Okay, the Hierophant speaks to like structures or institutions, or complexes that have been around for a very long time. So think things like religion, think things like government, think things like systems of any sort. Okay, that's kind of what this can represent. And again, this is coming in, the Hierophant is like is connected in with Taurus. So this is coming in with again, that earth kind of block that had been happening. But I just feel like you're being called to you're being led to a higher calling, is what I'm hearing with that person like kind of pointing up. It's like, again, this feels really like spiritual. And I'm also struck by the fact the Empress also is connected in with Taurus. So it just feels like it's like needing to kind of gain a higher perspective or level up so you can actually manifest this abundance. Because I feel like the level at which you're operating coming into this Mercury retrograde, I'm hearing it won't work anymore. Okay, it won't work anymore, and that there's actually some sort of like kind of upgrade that's trying to come through here. It's almost like you know, when on your like phone and stuff, when you have like an operating system update, like an iOS update or something, like they come through and it's usually like, you have this update and we've fixed all these bugs. Like, that's actually what this feels like. It's like the update is actually around fixing some of the like stuck stuff, or like, again, the metaphorical bugs, like getting that off. Or it's just, it feels like a something that's refining you, and by like kind of clearing out some of those defects, whatever they are, the blocks or whatever it is, it then brings you into an upgrade naturally, if that's making any sense. Okay, it's not like you're having to like reach for some other place here. It feels like it's more like it's a clarifying energy here, and kind of trying to get you to clarify like more about who you are, and I'm hearing what you're doing here. Okay. Okay. I hope that resonates. That feels very like strong for a few people watching this. Okay, let's keep going. This deck. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yep. There's a lot of big players out on this card. I feel like this retrograde is about to shake some things up. This card. Yeah. Okay. I really like it. Oh my gosh. This is exactly the energy I'm feeling. The Carnelian card. This is exactly what I'm feeling. Okay, and it says energy, leadership, creativity. That's exactly it. It's almost like there's like a call for you to like kind of step into a more let me say it this way. It's a call for you to step deeper into yourself and embody yourself more, which brings out a natural sort of leadership. There's a call to leadership here. And you lead by stepping further into yourself, by embodying yourself more. That's actually how you lead. So that's what's being called for here. And I do feel like this is going to like clearing out this block or resolving the bugs or whatever it is. Like it actually like it frees up your energy somehow. So that way you are able to like really express your creative fire, because notice how like red, this is very like fire sign, right? See how red this card is and all the fire on it? That's exactly it. This is like the core of who you are. It's like you stepping more into yourself, which innately connects you in with your natural leadership, your creativity, and the word that's not on here that wants to be on here is power. Okay, I'm seeing the Emperor card in my mind's eye. I'm seeing the Strength Tarot card in my mind's eye. That's it. That's right. That's exactly it. And this is exactly the direction that your spirit wants you on and that your spirit team is trying to guide you on. But I feel like it's almost like there's still some like hang-ups. And it's not hang-ups that you're doing consciously. It actually feels like, well, some of them might be, but it feels like it's actually it's like subconscious matter that's coming up to be resolved, again, fixing the bugs. So that way you're able to actually step deeper into a deeper level of yourself, which is very aligned. I don't know. These are coming through very aligned. It's like leadership. It's like leadership. It's so strong here. There's your soul wants to step into that form of leadership, which means embodying yourself more. Yeah, I really like that. I really like that energy. Is there more to see here? Okay, hold on. There's a little bit more, and then I'm going to pull this card. Yeah, there's a real emphasis here on this Fool card. I feel like this is going to put you on a new path or a new direction. And this may be one that maybe you're coming into this reading, you'd already started working through or had like a sense of this is something you're going to be doing. So this is definitely confirming that if that's, you know, what's happening for you. But I feel like no matter what, this Tower energy feels present. So even if you're on the right path, it still feels like there's some sort of like shakeup that's coming in to fully like settle it. It's interesting because I'm seeing like, how would I even describe that? They're showing me a vision or image right now. It's almost like a peg that's trying to go in the hole in the right way, but you have to like shake it a little bit so it can like settle into the grooves correctly and like kind of drop in. Is that making sense? I hope that's what they're showing me. It's like a peg going in a hole, and it's almost like the peg has a very specific pattern to it, okay, and it needs to fit in the hole that has the corresponding pattern very specifically. There's like a game that what was that? I don't remember what that game was, but that it used to be that it was like you had like little star, I don't know, pieces, and you had to fit it in the star, and like, yeah, so it's almost like that, and they're like shaking it up with this tower to make sure it's going to drop in the correct way. So it smooths it out. Yeah. And again, this brings you into, it just feels like it's smoothing it. It's like kind of like a software upgrade, right? Like it makes it easier to use or easier to navigate or smoother, or it's a better user experience is another metaphor here. Like that's what's coming through really strongly. Okay. That Fool feels very present. I really like this energy. Yeah. I do feel like it might mean like turning your back on certain things, like people, places, and things that just aren't aligned with how you're being reoriented. There's like a reorienting that's happening, or an orienting that's happening. Again, like orienting deeper into yourself. Okay, wow, I really like this. Let's grab another card. Ready? Okay, so I feel like this is part of the advice. So we're moving into the part on like, what's the advice from Spirit? This is the advice. Radical acceptance. It says embrace non-judgment. And they're really underlining here, release control. There's a surrender that's just going to need to happen throughout this retrograde, because Spirit is coming in, and specifically your Spirit is shaking things up because it's actually trying to, again, get you adjusted for this new kind of path, or again, a more authentic version or deeper embodied sense of self that's coming online here. Okay. But it needs to shake it up. So there's a sense of just like kind of surrendering to it, accepting it, allowing it, and knowing that actually this is absolutely working in your highest good. Like I can say that very firmly. Looking, like feeling this energy and looking at this spread, that is absolutely it. You are being like reoriented to something better. And I just feel like I said, it's just going to feel really good. There's a part of leadership that's just natural to your energy, but it feels like you're coming into your fire more somehow. And so again, they just want to say, like, really accept what's coming, accept this time, accept the changes that are upon you. There's going to be a releasing of blocks that is trying to happen. This card. Yep, just flow. There's an energy of flow. 9 of Cups. There's an energy of flow. Here it is, 9 of Cups, right? And the cups speak to the water element. There's an energy of flow. But Spirit is taking you to your 9 of Cups. Now, the 9 of Cups is a really amazing card in tarot. It speaks to wish fulfillment. But that's where Spirit is doing it. It's almost like, you know, sometimes when we're on our path, like we need small adjustments, or like another way you can think of this is like guardrails on your path to make sure you're going to actually get to where you're trying to go. I feel like that's what this Mercury retrograde is doing. It's kind of like putting up a little bit of a guardrail, kind of resolving some things. It's going to shake some things up. You're going to like kind of maybe bump up against it, almost as if this were a bowling ball kind of moving down the lane into like they put up the like guardrails sometimes. Yeah, it's almost like that. So there's going to be a little bit of kind of that energy. Okay. There's a bit of a redirect or reorient here to get you towards this 9 of Cups, but all you got to do is flow with it. But again, there's just this really strong energy here of like, just surrender to it. Just surrender. All right. Well, fire signs, This feels like it's going to be really good on the other side. Again, we're coming right into your fire element. Both of these cards are saying the same thing. This is going to be really, really good. But I feel like Spirit is going to be very active over the next couple of weeks. They're going to be very active here and trying to get you unstuck, unblocked, kind of shake up that earth that needs to be shaken up. So that way you're able to like get further into, well, the energy of yourself. All right. All right, fire signs. Well, thanks for joining me. I will see you at another reading within this reading, or I will see you at your next one. All right. Thanks for being here. See ya. Hey, air signs. All right. So this is going to be a reading for anyone who is a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. If you have those placements, then we're going to go into your reading right now. And this reading is also for anyone else who is watching this. All right. So let's go ahead and get started here. I want to ask Spirit, what's going well for the air signs during Mercury's retrograde? Okay. Do you want this card? Okay. Those two? Those three? Okay. Yeah, we got a lot of cards. Okay. All right. So the first one we pulled, gosh, I really like this. It says fruit. It says achievement, success. Yeah. So I definitely feel like there's something that kind of clicks into place here, which is nice. I do like this, but I do feel like it's on the other side of this. Okay. So the next card we have here is mushroom. Yeah. It says recycling, breaking down problems. Yeah, I feel like it's on the other side of that. Now, is this upright? That's in reverse. This is upright. Okay. Yeah, it feels like it's like building up to something. I feel like this Mercury retrograde is going to feel like it's building up to something for you. Like there's something that's kind of like, I don't know how to describe that, but yeah, it's a build-up energy. I'm definitely sensing that. And there's also this one, so. Okay, it says planning, setting intentions, optimism. Yeah, so it's exactly like that. It's almost like, the way it's feeling is kind of like this mound of soil that you're seeing. That's actually the way it kind of feels. It's just, it's like building up. That's what I keep seeing and I keep saying, but that's what it feels like. So I don't know here. It just, I'm getting the sense that, yeah, something that you had planned for is trying to come to fruition, but for whatever reason, it needs to like, I don't know if it's a recharge is a little bit of it, but I feel like it needs to just gain some more momentum somehow throughout this retrograde. So I feel like whatever you're looking for isn't quite here yet, but I feel like this retrograde is going to give you some more like almost like fertile soil for your dreams that you're planting, or for this goal that you're wanting to go after or achieve. Now, this could be a goal, this could be a dream, this could be a hope, this could be a wish. This can represent whatever this sort of like, because that's what's coming in as, like whatever that represents to you, whatever the little seed is and the sprout is that you're trying to plant. And again, it's coming through kind of like that, like your intention is on this, okay? Yeah. That's what it feels like, but I'm just getting the sense that there's sort of a, it needs more time to like spin up for you, that it's not quite here yet. Because if you notice how ethereal this card is, it's almost like you're still at this phase. You're still in the like sowing and kind of like, you know, kind of putting the soil around the seed and kind of that phase of this, if it were a metaphor about like gardening or planting, okay? But I do feel like this is actually on the other side of it. Yeah, so it needs more time. There's more time that's needed for this to like keep charging up, or yeah, however it's trying to come in and manifest for you, whatever this is about. Okay, so I actually feel like that fruit card is what's going on. I actually feel like all this energy is going well. I don't know. I'm sensing a little bit of difficulty here, this card. Yeah. Okay, Two of Swords upright and reverse. Yeah. I feel like you have a particular, like, this is just keeps coming through with a goal that you're going after. Like I said, a wish, a dream, something you're trying to manifest, something you're trying to bring in for yourself, some sort of happiness you're going after. I feel like you have certain parts of this that you were already seeing. Two of Swords in reverse, that you already have sort of like, again, in focus. Like you see kind of this third eye is, there's a focus here. Okay, hold on. I'm getting a message in for you. Interesting. How does that relate? Hold on, let me get it. I need another card or two. I'm seeing this Two of Swords. This Two of Swords it's coming out a little interesting. This card, Queen of Wands. Right, no, reverse. Oh, one more? Okay, sorry, one more card, hold on. Y'all, I have my Mercury is in Aries, so I'm about to go through it with, it's like already, I'm having my Mercury return, but then it's going retrograde. So it's an interesting, I'm like trying to navigate this energy as I can, as it's changing within my own kind of, zodiacal makeup. But yeah, we have the Queen of Wands here in reverse, and we have the Seven of Cups. One second. Okay, yeah, I wanted to make sure my dog wasn't gonna bark through that. Yeah, okay, so I feel like there's something about this energy. It's like really hard to catch, because I'm noticing myself talking about kind of the Mercury energy, and like, again, with the swords coming out, something around like communication, thinking, thoughts, planning, strategy, like all of that's coming through. I just get the sense that it's almost like something you've been going after, that by going after, I mean, you have a goal for it, but I just don't feel like you're seeing a straight, like a straightforward path through is the way it's coming through from spirit. And it feels a little bit diffuse. And that actually is the way this kind of momentum that I'm talking about, this buildup actually feels like. It feels diffuse. It's kind of like building up this pile of it, but there's not a real like focus here. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I just feel like it's almost, there's this energy of just like, that's the way it's kind of going to build up. It's almost like I'm seeing you take the soil and kind of like doing this to build up the mound of it around this plant. That's what it's like. It's not linear. It's not just like we're going to dump it all. It's almost like that's the way it's coming in. And that's the way it's going to feel over this retrograde. Is it's kind of like, it's not really going to make sense to you. I don't, Two of Swords in reverse. I don't think it's really going to make sense to you. I think it's going to seem like a lot's going on. I think it's going to feel like there's just this, it's a bit of a pressure build, but you're not quite seeing the success that is here. This energy is here, but it's just not here yet. And I feel like it's creating some sort of pressure. There's a pressure point. Okay, yeah, there's a pressure point. Okay, hold on. I gotta pull this card. It's almost like when you're going after something, you're like, oh, I want it so bad, and it's almost here, but it's not quite there, and there's still like things happening that you can't quite like understand, and you're just like, what's going on? Am I actually like making my way towards it? Is this, am I on the right path? Is this going to like lead me to where I want to go? Because this Queen of Wands is coming in as like not really knowing the direction to take, what action to take. Okay, like the direction and action to move in. It just, there's a movement that wants to happen, but it's kind of stuck with the Queen of Wands in reverse. That's how this is coming in. And it's like, you don't have the internal kind of impulse like the fire signs do, which are represented by the wands. You don't have that internal impulse to go a certain direction, but I think that's intentional. I just feel like it's meant to build this way. It's kind of like circular. It's definitely not straightforward. That feels really clear from this energy. And I feel like that's what you're not seeing. I almost feel like you want this Two of Swords. You want it to be this clear as this card looks, like go this way or go this way. But again, it's in the moon element here. It's just not there right now. And again, it's not a bad thing, but I feel like Spirit is trying to assure you through this reading that you actually are on your way towards what you're going for, what this goal is or dream is or whatever it is that's trying to come in for you. Okay, but it just feels like there's a little bit of like what's the phrase, like spinning your wheels. I feel like you're gonna feel like that during this retrograde, but Spirit is saying like that's actually on purpose. Why is that, Spirit? Because what is the lesson here? This. I've never seen this. Oh, this is such a cool card. I've never seen this card. This is a new deck I have. Oh, so cool. It says dissolve, release identity, merge with source. Yeah. Okay, I really like it because it's coming in. Do you see this? Check out these two faces. They're like the same. Do you see that? They're both like, there's a plant on both of these. There's that's exactly it. You can't see what Spirit's building for you, and you're not supposed to. I think because again, you're an air sign. You want to come in with a plan. You want to come in with a strategy. You want to come in with like, the Excel document. You want to come in with like, what is actually going to be the way this is going to work. You want to come in with some of that sort of like factual information. Again, very Mercury oriented. Okay. But that's actually, this is trying to ask you to kind of go with the Piscean energy, because we're in Pisces season as I'm recording this, and to dissolve. There's a wanting you to kind of dissolve your constructs of how to get from point A to point B. Like, release identity, merge with source. What wants to come through on this card is a faith. It's like a surrender. It's a merge. It's a dissolve. It's a kind of like allow this to flow the way it needs to flow. I feel like what the lesson is probably going to be is that you're usually pretty, Two of Swords in reverse. You're pretty like calculated. Okay. You're very logical, right? You're air. Okay. There's a lot of that in your elemental nature. And so what Spirit is asking you to do is kind of just like dissolve to release, surrender to the ways that Spirit needs to work, which is outside of the plan that you have. but it will get you to that success. Yeah, of whatever this is. That's exactly what this feels like. And I feel like this has been so like ingrained in your identity to be so like, I'll say it as strategic, but planned is the word. I mean, we literally have a card that says planning on it. Okay. Okay. But to be so planned, but Spirit is trying to say like, that's not the way life works. And I feel like this Mercury retrograde is going to be like, I'm hearing a gut check reminder that actually like, this is fully outside of your control. I'm seeing the Emperor card in reverse, the Emperor Tarot card in reverse. It was never meant to be in your control. Okay, yeah, and the other message we got, it said, the other message I got in on my phone that I wrote down that I got from Spirit is around, it said an end of an era, an end of an era. And I just feel like this is exactly it. It's kind of going with the ebbs and flows. Okay. Let's go deeper, deeper. Yeah, okay, this upright? No, it's in reverse. The Six of Cups in reverse. Yeah, this is an energy of like, this is a recommendation. Okay, so this is kind of some of the advice from Spirit is to really be present with this time as you're going through this retrograde. I feel like there's an energy here. I'm seeing like a grid. They're showing me a grid. It's almost like you have like, kind of like what looks like this, what's on this little girl's pants here. Okay, that child's pants, it's like a grid. Yeah, it's they're showing me a grid. It's almost like, again, I said the Excel spreadsheet, it's kind of like that, where it's like you have a certain plan for things and Spirit's trying to like remind you that that's not the way things work and not how there's just an energy here of like being present, okay? Because this is a card typically in the upright of it's a past energy, okay? Coming in reverse, it's present. It's like this time is meant to show you or remind you around being present and not almost like, I'm hearing like planning too far out, planning too much. You know, it's okay to have certain plans in place, but to ultimately like be flexible and adaptable to the ways that like life moves. Like I feel like this is actually going to be a reminder for you. And I get this sense, there's something around the Six of Cups that like, this kind of feels like the way Mercury retrogrades always go for you, where you realize like, oh, I just have to surrender. And actually I can't control, plan, think on, you know, Excel spreadsheet, graph, data map, this stuff. I actually can't do those things or talk my way out of it or whatever it is. Like it's an energy of just like needing to go with the flow. Again, there's a Pisces. I was like, there's a Pisces energy is so strong here. It's feeling go with the flow. King of Cups, go with the flow. Like I can't make this up. This is exactly what it's saying. It's like, go with the flow. Like, it's just feeling like that. There's this dissolve is coming in with the same energy of Pisces, okay? Because Pisces is all about dissolving of identity. Pisces is the cosmic womb. It's the spiritual kind of like bowl or soup that we're all in, okay? And realizing we are all one, okay? And so that's exactly where this wants to take you. It wants to take you into the deeper archetype actually of Pisces, which is to flow, okay? As you see this King of Cups, and it wants to take you there in your world, like the kings represent the external landscape. But I feel like this is going to be really important for you. It's just like that. You're going to have to flow with the way this is building up for you, the way it's trying to move for you, how it's trying to come in for you, which means it cannot follow a linear grid. It cannot follow a linear timeline. It won't, in fact. I'm hearing that really strong. Do you want this card? The Chariot. We got another water card, right? The Chariot's connected with Cancer. Flow. It's just flow, okay? And I feel like this Chariot is coming in with the water archetype. It means move in the direction of where you're being taken. Okay, move in that direction. Okay, because this original Queen of Wands was coming out with the Two of Swords. You were like, it was kind of like you were trying to go again along the path that you had set and had planned with the exact steps that you had, with the exact outcome you have in mind. And Spirit is trying to say like this Chariot moves with intention, but it moves with within a presence, okay? It's a very present energy, okay? The sign of Cancer is the crab that's in the ocean that's just going with the waves. There's a structure to the crab shell, but ultimately the crab surrenders, okay? That's what this is. All this energy is saying the same thing. We're getting a lot of water energy here. So especially if any of you have any water sign placements, maybe you want to check out that reading as well, because that may be helpful and kind of add on to this message. But I just get the sense that's wants to be brought in here is there's an element of like flow and just going with whatever's going to like come up, be unearthed during this time. I'm seeing the kind of like, you see this like kind of skull coming up out of the earth here, and kind of the way these mushrooms are coming up out of the earth. Yeah, it's like an unearthing. There's some things that are coming up to like build this beautiful soil as the medium for your dreams, if that's what's represented by the plant. I really like that. Okay. Yeah, let's get another card. Any other advice, Spirit? Any other advice for the air signs? The end of an era. Yeah, there may be some endings here too. That's very possible, because I'm seeing again with that mushroom card, it comes in, that usually comes in with like a death tarot card energy, and we got the end of an era. So there's definitely some energy of like that's here, but again, it's around flowing with it. The Lovers, upright and reverse. Yeah, the Lovers. And again, this is a card connected into Gemini, so that's definitely for you, air signs. I feel like, one more. One more, hold on. One more card. Top card. In reverse. Yep. Okay, so we got, we have the Lovers, upright. We have the Seven of Cups. In reverse. And we have the Strength card, upright and reverse. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be difficult. I do feel like it's going to be difficult, okay? Like the Strength card comes out because this is an energy that I feel like, again, Spirit is putting you back into review with, of wanting to make sure this gets incorporated into the ways that you operate moving forward, okay? This is coming out because it feels difficult. It feels like almost like counterintuitive to the ways that you normally work, okay? But Spirit is asking you to, there's a being present even with this card, even with the Seven of Cups in reverse. It's almost like stop thinking about all of the different directions you could take or ways you could do this, or the strategies or the plans or the steps of the plan or all of that stuff. Spirit's just like, again, in reverse, wants you to flow and actually go on and focus on the kind of like direction that you're being guided toward, because it does feel like there is a direction, but it's going to come from a deeper source. Queen of Wands in reverse. It's going to come from a deeper source. It's not going to come from actually the planning that you've done, the ways that you're going to need to move through this retrograde. So I really feel like there's an energy here of having you shift, okay? And I think what it does is it brings in sort of a more balanced version of yourself, which the Lovers and Gemini archetype can speak to kind of the polarities, again, of like how you've been working and how it's not quite meshing with the ways that Spirit is trying to guide you, your Spirit and your Spirit team, and the way Spirit flows, okay? And I feel like there's wanting a third way that wants to come online that kind of marries both, the Lovers, okay? That's what's coming through within this retrograde for you. Okay. So the advice is to flow. That's the advice. I keep saying it, but that's it, because I feel like release control with this energy. There's not really going to be anything that you can, the plan is just, it's probably going to go awry, let's be honest, okay? But it's going to go the way it needs to go. And actually, I feel like the result's going to be better than you can imagine, okay? But this is definitely here. It's definitely present. All right, air signs. Well, that's what I have for you. If you'd like to, you can check out the closing oracle card that I'm going to read at the end. But yeah, thanks for being here with me. I will see you at either another reading within this one, or I'll see you another time. All right, thanks for being here. Bye for now.
Hey, water signs.
All right, so if you are a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, this is your reading. And of course, this is also for whoever's watching this. You don't have to be any of those signs, but we are gonna get into it. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna open up the energy here. Spirit, can you tell us what's going well for the water signs over the next couple of weeks of Mercury's retrograde? This one. Upright. Oh, okay. So this is actually coming out reverse, but I'm going to explain this in a minute because Spirit wants to. Okay. But it says basil. It says prosperity, luck, and love. Okay. Now this is coming out in reverse because I feel like you feel like, or you are going to be feeling like this. Basically this card in reverse. I feel like you're going to be feeling like you're down on your luck. Things aren't going well. Things aren't going according to plan. You may feel a little bit more like there's an energy of feeling a little bit more isolated during the retrograde than usual. But I feel like what Spirit's trying to say is it's like an opportunity for you to see what's really good around you. Yeah, so that's definitely part of it here. And I do feel like there's actually a lot of this in your life in general, but I don't think it's going to feel like it. There's like an emotional sort of, there's like a negative emotional sort of like feeling here. Okay, that's what it is. Even though I feel like what's actually happening in your world is actually really good. Or again, there's a level of like abundance around you that I just don't feel like you're really seeing. Now, the other interesting thing is I got another message for you right before I started up this recording or hit start on the video. But I got a message from Spirit around you helping family and friends. So I'm just getting a sense that it's going to be really important that you're kind of like putting yourself into community spaces or friend spaces to kind of combat the natural sort of, I'm going to use this word for it, but it doesn't feel as strong. Like there's a natural sort of depression coming up. Okay. Now I feel like there's something here for you to see about this. What is it, Spirit? What is this energy? Why is there's a little bit of like, again, it feels a bit isolated. There's a bit of the Five of Pentacles energy here. It feels a bit like Five of Cups energy here. It feels a little sad. It feels a little, again, depressed. It feels kind of those things. And I just don't feel like you're really seeing the good around you is what I'm hearing. Okay. I feel like it's going to be much harder for you to see during the retrograde. But let's keep going. Spirit, why this? Ooh, reverse. Page of Wands in reverse. Yeah, I feel like that's what it is. There's like a lack of energy. It's almost like, I feel like you're going to be really like tired or something. Like during this retrograde, you may already be tired coming into watching this. You may already, because we're in the pre-retrograde shadow for retrogrades, for Mercury's retrograde, rather. Y'all, my Mercury is in Aries. It's really messing up my, now that it's going into retrograde, it's really messing up my tarot abilities, but bear with me here. But it's like, there's a feeling of almost like just lacking energy here with this Page of Wands. It's almost like you don't have the energy for anything. It just feels kind of like sad. I'm seeing you kind of like laying in bed. I see you just kind of like, oh, I'm just going to throw on this show, feeling a bit isolated, maybe not as like connected as you normally are. Yeah, I literally have I literally have a friend messaging into me right now. So the friend message is doubling down really hard here. I just feel like it's going to be really important for you to like be connected with friends, to I think one way you can kind of combat this is to actually help your friends right now, or help your family or your community in some sense. I actually feel like that's going to equally combat the feelings that are coming up, because you're not going to be the only ones who are going to be feeling this card. Yeah, okay. 8 of Swords, upright and reverse. Yeah, that's exactly it. I feel like, okay, so this is actually confirming everything I was just saying. I was like, they're saying the way to kind of combat the feeling of like, it's a little bit of fatigue, it's a little bit of sadness, it's a little bit of like, I'm down on my luck, like all of those things, which is what I don't think you're seeing right now. But again, it will become apparent over the next couple of weeks. I feel like this is an energy that's coming. The way for you to combat this sort of like, this coming through is like a fatigue. It's almost like you're missing the fire to like do life. The way to combat that is to, like I said, be in community somehow, to really like just focus on that. I feel like that's part of the advice that's here. Okay, what else? This card in reverse. Yeah, don't overthink this. Yeah, that's coming through really, really strong with this Knight of Swords in reverse. Like Spirit's like, don't overthink what you're going through right now or how you're feeling or how to move through it. I don't feel like Spirit wants you to be in your head with this, although I feel like that's where it's going. It's almost like this Knight of Swords is coming in reverse. It's almost like the mind is starting to loop. That's exactly what I'm feeling. There's a feeling of overwhelm. That's it. There's a feeling of overwhelm. Okay, so there's a feeling of overwhelm here. Spirit doesn't want you to overwhelm yourself with a lot of things. Part of this energy means maybe, I'm hearing the word downshift, maybe downshifting in some of the things you're doing right now, some of the activities that you're taking part in right now. Page of Wands upright, Page of Wands in reverse. Okay, that would be helpful. I feel like there's an energy here of like, don't take on too much, because I do feel like, again, you're going to enter some, there's like a natural sort of like downshifting, a downward, a decrease in energy that's happening. So Spirit doesn't want you to like, again, overdo it in any way. Okay, so just don't overdo it. But like I said, I do feel like what is going to be so incredibly like medicine for you during this Mercury retrograde is reaching out to friends, reaching out to others who are going through it, for you to provide help and support. I really feel like is going to help you with this energy, because it's just, I just get the sense, I honestly get the sense this 8 of Swords isn't just you. I feel like this is going to be like a lot of people during the Mercury retrograde just feeling kind of like blah, kind of stuck, kind of like in their heads, kind of, you know, because that's what Mercury retrograde is, right? And it's just, I just feel like it's going to be important that you're kind of like doing what you do best, water signs, which is to be like nurturing, caring towards yourself first and foremost by not taking on too much, but also towards others as well. I think is going to help you combat that. Yes. What do you want? This deck? Okay. Yeah, let's keep going. So what's the lesson here? Can we get into the lesson? I'm hearing yes. This card. The unknown. Yeah. Yep, that's the time we're going into right now. Yeah, that's what you're going into here. I feel like it's kind of, it's almost like, this is another way it's coming through. It's almost like when fire has a direction and it's moving forward, like the Page of Wands does, and then it hits like water. It just kind of like fizzles out. I feel like that's going to be your energy. Now, you are obviously not fire signs, although some of you may have other fire placements, but that's like in general what this, it's kind of the example or metaphor that's coming through. It's just like, it's just kind of gonna halt. There's gonna be some things that feel like they're halting, especially with these cards. We have all these cards in reverse. They're all in reverse. It's just gonna feel like a halt. And I feel like going with some of that momentum is gonna be good. Again, don't put too much on yourself, because I just don't think you're gonna have the body energy to actually do as much as you normally would. And this is going to feel, it's gonna feel a bit strange. Let's just say that. It's gonna feel a bit strange, okay? Let's get some other advice here. What is being reviewed, Spirit? What is the lesson for the water signs? What is the lesson? Do you want this card? I knew we were getting this card, Five of Pentacles. I was like, this is the whole energy. Okay, so the lesson, I get it. Okay, the lesson is to not isolate yourself. Okay, that's what I've been saying. I said this card was coming out. Okay, look, Spirit's being very clear here. The lesson is not to isolate. Like, do not isolate yourself. Like, even if you're unable to do the sort of like normal tasks that you normally would throughout your day, even if you don't have the energy for these things, Spirit wants you to prioritize what energy you do have towards being in community, towards being connected with others, towards helping, whether it's emotionally, just listening, you know, being on the phone or connecting with someone and just holding space and listening. Okay, you don't have to have the answers. You don't need to go into full healer mode. That's actually not what's being asked of you here. It's just there's an energy of you just needing to be in connection with others and just to kind of like hold some space for yourself and for them. Okay, so that feels really, really good for you. I do, again, I keep saying it, but it feels like that's the medicine for you. Yeah, what do we have here? We have the red the Four of Swords. I was like, Four of Swords in reverse. I was like, this is not like a restful rest. This is like a kind of like a fatigue. It's like a loss of energy. That's what I'm feeling is coming for you over this retrograde. It feels really, really strong. So again, do not saddle yourself. Like you see the snake around his hands. Don't saddle yourself to too many swords, which can relate to tasks. It's the same energy coming in with the Knight of Swords in reverse. Like, don't saddle yourself with too many tasks right now. Like, it's going to be important that you're able to like have some downtime with your body when it's needed, but most importantly for you to like, again, there's a reaching out. You see with these hands, like reach out to others when it's needed. When you start to feel the kind of like lows of how your body's kind of slowing down right now. I don't know why, it just feels like there's a body slowdown that's coming. Okay. Yeah, I was sensing that Four of Swords. I was like, there is definitely some like, the energy is just not flowing the way it needs to. But there is some really good news on the other side of this. Again, I'm seeing the prosperity on this Basil card is coming through really strongly. It feels like that's on the other side, but I feel like there's something important here. I feel like the lesson is, like I said, of how you connect when you may not be when you may not be feeling as well. Okay, and for you, a lot of times water signs like that, your emotional body can be connected into your physical body. Okay, so when you're feeling low, like you feel it on every level. Okay, you're deeply feeling. And so I think the lesson here is how you can sort of like work with that energy when it comes, for you to connect with others who can hold you and you can hold them as well. Okay, it's not isolating yourself when it gets in like this, when the unknown comes in like this. Okay, because this is gonna feel, like I said, it's gonna feel weird. That's how the unknown's coming in. It's just gonna feel weird because there's a slowdown. And you may have been like kind of moving forward up to this point. There's an energy of movement with both of these cards. You may have been like moving forward pretty quickly, but then it just comes up. This is giving a very similar energy to and I don't know if any of you have like, you know, worked with depression at all the way I have. Like, I definitely have depression like parts and go through depression. Like, that's something like I have. And so it kind of feels like that, where you're like going along, you're doing fine, and then suddenly it's like, well, okay, here it is. Like, you know, I gotta be in bed for 4 days or whatever it's going to be. Like, it kind of feels like that, where it's just like, okay. So I feel like the ways to work with this is like, when you hit those moments, like just to reach out, I feel like is the best piece of advice that Spirit really strongly wants to give, during this time. And there's something about like being of service in your community, which is going to be really, it's going to like actively combat that. So if you start to feel any of those like the dial turning on your feelings here and kind of moving in this direction, then the medicine, the antidote to that is going to be, again, reaching out when you need it. Okay. What else, Spirit? Other advice here? Okay. Yep. Four of Cups. Yeah, this is literally exactly what I was just talking about. I was like, this actually is like the card of depression. But again, it may not necessarily be that like extreme or anything, or it may not be that intense, okay? But it just feels like no matter what, it feels like you're just not going to have as much energy available to you as you normally would. Like, again, we got an Eight of Cups. Yeah, this is also a very, again, Four of Cups, Eight of Cups, they come in with that same kind of energy. Now, it's possible you could be grieving something. There could be some grief coming up throughout this time too. Is that what this is? A little bit. So that feels like for a small group of you here, there may be some grieving that's happening during this retrograde. So I feel like, again, there's a wanting you to kind of go with it, but also, like I said, do not isolate yourself. Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Do not isolate yourself, okay? This is another card that can be hyper independent when in reverse, because in the upright, the Nine of Pentacles speaks to independence. It's a really like lovely, abundant, beautiful card. It also, because I relate Pentacles into energy and like the ways you feel energy within your body, and like some of that I also do with the wands as well, but it feels like it's just not going to be as available to you. Again, I keep saying the same thing, but that's what Spirit keeps saying, is like it's just not going to be available. So with that in mind, again, kind of being with, they're connecting the kind of, I think there's ladybugs on both of these cards. There's some ladybugs here, there's a ladybug here, okay? Yeah, it's almost like, don't isolate yourself when you come into this, okay? Like I said, Nine of Pentacles is a great card until it's not, right? Until it's a little too kind of shut off or closed off from others. Yeah, Spirit doesn't want you to do that. All right, anything else? This deck? Okay, I'm gonna pull one more card here. Any other advice? What's on the other side of this, Spirit? Because I feel like, okay, so that's actually how you start to feel into your luck, the love in your life, the prosperity. This is how we opened it up. Yeah, all of the good things you have around you. I actually feel like that's what this time, the Mercury's retrograde is trying to show you, is the abundance you actually have in your life, and how even when the highs are high or the lows are low, you still have like support around you, whether that's spiritual support, whether that's material support, whether that's, again, community support. It doesn't really matter, but Spirit wants you to see actually the abundance around you. Again, Nine of Pentacles upright, okay? Yeah, it's definitely part of this energy. I love that. So I feel like that's actually what the lesson's going to be, that even in your lowest lows, even when you're in bed crying, even when you're, just going through it, like there are people here to support you and who will love you exactly as you are, okay? And you them. This is it. Can't even make this up. Brad, can't even make this up. Yo, okay, are you seeing this? It says mycelium, it says interdependence and support for life. Okay, this message is so clear from Spirit of what is going to be required during this time. You see how all these like mushrooms are blue? Okay, so there's some blue coming in over this Mercury retrograde, and Spirit wants you to connect like the mycelium does, like this does, okay? Like the mushrooms do. Again, mushrooms, right? Don't be your own mushroom over here. Like you can join a whole network of other folks who are right there with you. And that's what Spirit really, really wants you to remember and to do during this retrograde with your energy. The energy that you will have, that's the way that you need to use it, okay? All right. So let me see, is there anything else? Anything else? Okay, yeah, there's one more thing. Hold on. I do feel like meditation, yeah, that's coming through really strongly. Meditation will be helpful. Yoga would be really helpful. Any sort of like mind-body support techniques or practices that you have, Spirit wants you to lean on those right now. Again, wanting you to see, again, this is coming in connected. It's connected, okay? All of the support that's around you, just like the network of the mycelium here, just like we see listed on this basil card, all the love around you. Spirit really wants you to see that. Again, oh, there's ladybugs on this card too. Do you see that? Again, these are different decks. They're not even the same decks. Like, again, this message from Spirit is really, really clear. Ladybugs could be a sign for someone here that this is confirmation. This is your reading, just because we have so many of them, so I have to say it. Or maybe you're seeing a lot of ladybugs right now. That feels really, really specific. But yeah, I feel like Spirit wants you to like leverage your support networks of all the networks that you have. Like I said, material, spiritual, call on your spirit team, like absolutely call on your spirit team during this time. Reach out to your friends, family, community, chosen family, like your networks. Okay, so this is what that's coming through as, is the network. And again, there's a real emphasis here on mind-body integration and just being really gentle with yourself as you're going through this. And like I said, this is going to be a slowdown. Okay, it is going to be a slowdown, but I really think this is going to be a good one for you, because I feel like it's actually kind of needed. There's a little bit of a break energy with the Four of Swords, like that's needed here. And I do feel like if you can like lean into this energy and kind of like go with this energy, I think it can be really good for you, in fact. Yeah. All right, so I hope this was helpful for you, water signs. I'm definitely wishing you a lot of luck with this. If you want, feel free to check out the closing oracle reading or oracle card reading that I'll do at the end here. Feel free to check that out. But I will see you at either another sign reading, or I will see you at another reading overall. I hope this has been helpful for you, and good luck for all of us. All right, see you, water signs. Hey, earth signs. Hey. All right, so this reading is for you if you are a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, okay? Or anyone who's watching this. We're gonna go ahead and get into it. All right, so let's get started. Spirit, what's going well for the earth signs during Mercury's retrograde? Okay, ooh, I like this. Is this upright? All right, here's this card. It says seeds. It says new ideas, hope, open-mindedness. I really like that. I feel like that's coming online somehow. There's a little bit more with that. Do you want this card? Okay. We also got this card for you. Is it upright? Yes. Okay, so this is snow. It says rest, contemplation. Okay, so this is really interesting. So I got a message in for you, earth signs, right before I hit start on this recording. And it was, the message said, sharing sets the scenes. Okay, sharing sets the scenes. So I feel like there's something here. There's like, it's almost like a new idea or a new concept comes online for you during a time of rest. Yeah, and it's something you want to share. That's an interesting... Okay, so let me write that down. Hold on. Okay, I feel like this retrograde is going to be generative for you. But I do feel like the rest is going to be needed in order for you to get to this new idea. I feel like it's going to like solve something for you somehow. Okay, hold on. Let's go a little deeper into that, Spirit. What else? Can we clarify this energy? This card? Yeah, look at that, sharing. Yep. Okay, so that's what this Two of Cups is coming out as. It's like sharing your ideas with others. It's also coming through as like sharing with others. So like sharing any type of resourcing with others. There's some sort of like connection between all these energies I can't put my finger on, but there's something around like sharing with others. There's like a rest period or some sort of like contemplation period that's needed for a new idea to come up. I almost feel like there's an energy here of almost like being of service somehow, and by being of service in this way, I feel like it allows your mind to like, or allows you, not your mind, allows you to see something differently, almost like you're seeing a different like dimension or a different angle or side of this snowflake. And by doing so, that gives you the like inspiration or the kind of concept or solution that you've been looking for. I feel like the answer you're looking for is going to be with you sharing. I don't know if it's your time, energy, money, emotions. It could be any of those things, but it feels like there's an element of sharing here. That's really strong. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so I feel like it's almost like I'm kind of like having to tunnel into this energy a little bit to find, it's almost like they're showing me a lock and a key. It's almost like the key to this is, yeah, is sharing with others. King of Pentacles. This is totally, again, this is you in alignment. This is your sign. Do you see how this person's like holding out their hand with the pentacle? Again, this is you sharing. There's a sharing that's happening here. You're sharing. Okay, there's something you're sharing here. And by getting into this it feels very like service focused, open-minded, very like open-hearted energy with the Two of Cups. Yeah, it's like an open-hearted energy. And by doing that, again, I feel like it just brings you into a different, I'm hearing a deeper level of inspiration, but almost like you're able to solve some sort of problem that you haven't been able to, that I feel like is kind of elusive during this retrograde. Yeah, Queen of Cups. I really like it. There's just an energy of like, this is coming through as like opening up your heart. Yeah, opening up your heart. You see how this like cup's like right near the Queen's heart here? Yeah, that's exactly it. It's like opening up your heart here, sharing. There's a little bit of like, it's possible even being vulnerable with others could be part of this as well, this energy. It just feels like there's something you're like giving out, or there's some energy that's like kind of going outwards. Again, like you're opening your heart, and it just brings in almost like the winter winds here. It like brings into your doorstep these like new ideas, new inspiration, new hopefulness, almost like it's refreshing. There's something refreshing in this energy. Okay. Yeah, and we got the Nine of Swords in reverse. Yeah, okay, so this Nine of Swords upright is coming through as like being unable to like figure out, problem solve, find the solution for something. Okay, not really being able to like kind of connect the dots on something. And so it's something that's keeping you kind of like, yeah, it's kind of, there's some mind looping here. There's some cyclical energy coming in with you see the circles on this card. Yeah, so I feel like this is kind of the energy that you're currently in, or that you may be in for parts of the retrograde, but it feels like, again, coming out in reverse, I feel like the key here, this all feels like part of the advice. It's almost like you need to like get into the energy of sharing, and by doing that, again, it kind of, you're able to kind of figure it out somehow. That's what I'm hearing. I'm just hearing them say you'll figure it out. But I feel like the solution is actually somehow in this like sharing. It may be in some sort of vulnerability. And by like kind of unblocking that part of you, I don't know if it's like sharing your feelings about something. Okay, it possibly could be, but it's almost like sharing a kind of a level of yourself that's usually like walled off, kind of like this wall of swords. Like your heart is like, you see how there's a wall in front of this heart? Yeah, it's almost like normally walled off, but by you like sharing some aspect of yourself here, it just feels like there's something that loosens and it brings up new inspiration for you. That's what it keeps coming through as, why I keep saying it, because that's what Spirit's saying. Okay. Let's go deeper, Spirit. Yeah, let's go a little deeper. So what is the lesson here? What else do you have to say to the earth signs? This card? It says, ooh, tend. It says maintenance, encouragement, guidance. Yeah, okay. So I feel like Mercury's retrograde is meant to like encourage you to be vulnerable, to be open-hearted. It's kind of like challenging you in a way, in a good way, to kind of move into that way of being, or way of being yourself in the world. It wants you to kind of like open up. There's an opening up that wants to happen here, just like kind of the seed pods like open up with the seeds in them. Yeah, that's what wants to happen here. And so I feel like what Spirit's saying is the way for you to like find the answer, goal, solution, to go after the wish, the dream, whatever it is. Like, I feel like this is going to be an important step here, is that you're finding ways to be open-hearted and vulnerable. And this whole time period is intended, this is the lesson, is intended to like show you how to move through that, how to like integrate, I wanted to say embody, but integrate that energy into the way you operate. Feels very strong here. And I feel like this is kind of giving you the guardrails in a way, the lesson plan, the lesson outline of how to do that. Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, I really like this. I have to say, this is probably, this is really good. Now, I feel like it's probably going to be kind of hard for you. I don't feel like this is something, again, that you naturally are attuned to, or not naturally. You can be absolutely natural at this. I just don't think that's your like normal orientation. Let's say it that way. You're very natural at it when you do it. I just feel like that's not your like normal orientation. And so, yeah, I just feel like that's the way Spirit wants you to kind of like shift over the next couple of weeks as you're going into this retrograde. Yeah, High Priestess, I really like this. This is a card that's also linked into Pisces. So again, right in the same time frame we're in, so it's definitely confirming that bit. But it's almost like sharing, like, again, a different part of yourself. This is interesting because it's coming through as like, is this upright? Yeah, this is upright. I like the High Priestess. I connect the High Priestess to the water signs. So this is a card that can connect directly into Pisces, but I also link it into Scorpio as well as Cancer. Okay, so it's almost like, again, there's like a vulnerability. It's almost like allowing folks behind the veil a bit into like, I don't know if it's your emotional world, that definitely feels like part of it, because I feel like normally you're in this Queen of Cups in reverse. That's not something you're usually showing. Again, like kind of the way that this is being depicted on this Nine of Swords, maybe not necessarily the traditional meaning, although I do feel like it has been keeping you kind of going in circles by not opening up about certain things. But I feel like there's kind of like, it's trying to like pry open something here. And I feel like by doing that, again, you kind of step into alignment with your higher self in a way, okay? And you actually, again, this is coming through as like alignment with higher self, which is inspired, okay? When we come into connection with our higher selves, we are inspired, okay? That's a very inspired process. It's just, I mean, that's the word Spirit keeps sending through. So that's just what it feels like. But I do really like this. Let's keep going. What else about this High Priestess? I feel like there's a deeper layer here. Yeah, there is. Okay. You want this card? Ooh, the Justice card, upright, reverse. Another card. Okay, one more, hold on. Ooh, wow, we have a lot of major arcana, and the Hermit. And the Hermit. Yeah. Okay, I feel like these are all kind of saying the same thing. It's almost like the Justice card is just, I feel like this is kind of a spiritual lesson plan trying to show you where you're out of balance, that there needs to be a better like ebb and flow of sort of when you are vulnerable with others. The Hermit is coming through in this reading. It's very interesting because, again, this is a card connected in with Virgo. So, you know, earth sign, right? But it's almost coming in as like the Hermit kind of like shelters, right? It kind of like there's an energy of just like not, the Hermit's a card that is solitude, okay? It's like in solitude, okay? And so I just feel like there's an energy here of like getting to know and see a deeper part of yourself by being in connection with others, but by specifically sharing with others. That word sharing is really strong here, okay? And that can flow through, specifically Spirit is calling out sharing of your emotions and your kind of like what's happening like internal to you, but it's also coming through as, like I said, sharing like yourself, maybe your resources, maybe again, this could be your thoughts, feelings, words. This could be anything, okay? Financial resources, all of it. So it just feels like there's something important about sharing here and not like kind of closing yourself off, because the Hermit can be closed off because the Hermit is usually on a solo journey. Okay, and this is a really good card, but again, I feel like Spirit is trying to like encourage you to almost like share what you've been through, share your wisdom with others. That could be part of what you're sharing, what you've learned. Maybe that's actually part of this, is sharing the lessons you've learned over time, being vulnerable about maybe the challenges you've been through, the hard times, the sleepless nights, all of those things that have happened for you. Okay, but by doing that, I feel like you come more into alignment with, again, with your higher self. That feels really, really important. Okay, let's keep going. So that's kind of part of the advice. It feels like it's part of it is the lesson, but it feels like it's part of the advice as well. Okay, I'm ready. Ready? Which card? Yeah, I like it. You want this one too? There it is. Very cool. Oh my gosh, I love both these cards. Okay, so cool. So we got center point. Ah, I love it. This is coming in similar to this Virgo energy. See how they're almost like looking the same direction? Like kind of downwards like this? Yeah. Okay, so it says center point. It says grounded, centered, sovereign. I mean, this is you. This is a very like earth energy when it's you know, in its exalted form. Okay, that's what this feels like. Very grounded, sovereign, all of that stuff, which you are. I think again, this card came out almost as an acknowledgement of that, but like you have this, but I feel like there's a wanting, again, you to share with others is part of it, to kind of support others is part of it. But I do feel like, again, there's an energy. I'm seeing this like star in the center here. It's almost like going even deeper, kind of like the Hermit does. The Hermit goes deeper, okay, into I'm just struck by all the blue here. The blue, the blue, the blue. Like, it's like sharing your emotions. I feel like that's the lesson. I really do. I really do. And just how you're seeing things and your very unique perspective of this experience, and your unique, you know, perspective on, well, just being Earth, right? Like just what, you know, as you are the sign of Earth. So, or the elements of Earth. So I feel like that's really, really important. It's like your voice is really needed right now. Your vulnerability is really needed right now. I feel like that's a way that you can integrate nature into this too. I don't know, that's what's coming through with the deer on this card and all of the forestry. And look how gorgeous this card is, right? So cool. Yeah, it says wonder, it says awe, transcendence, reverence. Like, that's exactly it. I feel like this connecting with others in this way brings you into, again, the only word that's missing here, it says wonder, is inspired. Awe, transcendence, reverence, inspired, inspiration, okay? Yeah, this is exactly the energy that I've been reading this whole time. This is what it feels like. Like when you're able to kind of like outpour in that way from an open heart, okay? But that's really like the balance that wants to come back in. That's going to be the lesson throughout this retrograde. I feel like if you resist kind of the natural kind of heart opening that's trying to happen, I feel like I'm hearing it's going to be hard. Spirit really needs you to take down this wall during this retrograde, like more, I'm hearing more now than before. But like I said, you all are the signs of Earth. You are the voice of Earth. So it's important that you are using that voice and communicating like your feelings and what you're going through. there's definitely that feels really, really strong. And if that means, like, for some of you, like nature, environmental advocacy, like that stuff feels really strong. But there's that connection, because that's you in your full entire form. Okay, but I just feel like that's trying to come back online by you, like, sharing of yourself is just the medicine here throughout this time. All right, I hope that's making sense. I feel like this retrograde, I don't feel like it's going to feel straightforward. I feel like it's going to feel probably a little difficult, but I feel like actually this is, of all the readings I've actually done today for all the elements, yours feels the most straightforward. Like this is the remedy. This is literally the remedy. This guy. The sun. Look at this. Look, breath. You see the sun? You see the sun? You see the sun? Like, again, I would say you probably have the best reading of all of the all of the signs, or all the elements and all of the signs that I've done. So I feel like that, but this is like what you can expect, that's sort of like just feeling the bathing of the light and feeling just seen, heard, loved, appreciated, valued, for all the things that you also have inside too, not just like the ways that you show up in this world is in, you know, in a material way, okay? Not just because of the goals you've accomplished or the milestones you've achieved or the ways that you've seen the details that others haven't, or how to fix this thing or all of that stuff. Like, it's actually, there's a wanting to see you more fully throughout this retrograde time. Okay, and that's what this retrograde is gonna challenge. It's going to push you into that element truly, which is you, and it wants to bring you back into a sense of wonder. Okay, so earth signs, that's what I have for you. I hope this is helpful. So that seems, like I said, the most straightforward advice I think we've gotten. Yeah, but I'm definitely wishing you a lot of luck and love with this whole process, and kind of like heart opening. I hope there's a full heart opening. If there's more like things you can do with heart chakra during this Mercury retrograde, I think that's going to be helpful, as well as like throat chakra. Those two centers feel really strong. I feel those really strongly right now, but I feel like you're set up for success here if you just follow what's trying to happen. But I do feel like it's going to require, again, some vulnerability here. And it's just, this feels very similar to some of the kind of like energies you've been in the last few months of the readings that I've done for kind of all of your signs. But I do feel like it's kind of coming together as like a more synthesized throughout this Mercury retrograde to really like fully start integrating this. Okay. All right, earth signs. Well, that's what I have for you. I hope this has been helpful for you. Yeah, so I'm going to go into our closing oracle card. You can continue watching. I'm just going to go straight into that. Or also feel free to check out one of the other readings for one of the other elements that I have posted up here. But yeah, I'm wishing you a lot of luck, a lot of love. If you like this, feel free to thumbs up it. Just let me know if this is helpful for you, is resonating with you. But I hope this is giving you a bit of a leg up coming into the next couple of weeks, because yeah, we're going right into it. All right, earth signs, thanks for being here. I'll see you in just a few moments. Okay, bye. Hey, welcome back, everyone. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and close out this reading with an oracle card. I like to open and close all of my readings with an oracle card, so we're gonna do that as a group and collectively. So let's get one oracle card for all of us to hopefully send us off well into the Mercury retrograde. All right, ready, Spirit? All right, final oracle card for everyone who's watching this. Okay, do you want both? Okay, so I have two oracle cards. I have to read one, and I'm gonna read one, but it looks like there's another one they want to send through. Okay. Ooh, I really like these. So there is one coming through here. It's called the Volcano. Yeah, the Volcano. Okay, so relationships, it says relationships, it says express, don't stagnate. Okay, yeah. So I feel like this is interesting. This is coming through, I think in the fire sign reading, I was talking about a tower card. This is very specific to someone, but it feels like, yeah, again, don't, communicate, express, don't stagnate, but this could be linked into that. So I'm definitely sensing that from Spirit for someone For a couple others here, it just feels like the message that keeps coming through is around like expressing and communicating your feelings. Like, don't bottle it up during this retrograde, and this goes for everyone. Like, I think it's going to be really important that we're all in connection with one another and expressing our feelings and needs and what we're going through as we're kind of moving through the next couple of weeks. So that feels really, really important. The other card we have here, and this is the one, yeah, we're going to read this one. It's nothing is impossible. Look how beautiful this card is. Wow. Nothing is impossible. Okay. And it says, open to the unexpected, you'll find a way. Oh, beautiful. Love that. Okay. So let's go ahead and read this one. I haven't seen either of those cards. Apologies. My dog just started drinking his water. My dog just started drinking his water. Okay. But let's go ahead. Let's go to this one. Oh, he's really thirsty. He was just over here. He's just drinking it up. Good for you, buddy. All right, maybe drink some more water for all of us. All right, here we go. You can learn something from the dogs, right? All right. Sometimes paths appear in the most unexpected places. Barriers that we previously believed were in our way suddenly roll away and assist us on our journey. Obstacles that we thought were stopping us from progressing create holy detours that lead us to an unexpected destiny. This is the card in the deck, or this is that card in the deck, the one that encourages you to turn your gaze upward and believe in the impossible. Things will likely not turn out the way you thought they would, or even the way you may have hoped. However, in the end, it's possible that they will turn out even better than you could have imagined. Many faith paths urge us to embrace life's changes and trust that if something is for us, it cannot be taken from us. For our destiny, when embraced, is written in stone. If life hasn't been going to plan, fret not, because things are being woven on your behalf. Your path and desires haven't been forgotten. They're just a little different from what you thought. Have faith, trust, and an open mind and heart. You'll find a way through it, and in a day not too distant, you'll see how life has been unfolding for you every step of the way. And the ancient stone's activation is, I open my mind and heart to the unexpected. Everything's working out on my behalf. I love how this touches actually on every single reading that I did for every single element. Yeah, this touches on every single reading. And quite literally for some of you, like the earth signs, open my mind and heart to the unexpected. But for all of you, this is the same. So what a beautiful card to end. I'm just sensing how it's like bringing kind of all the readings together. So I hope reading this together as a group was helpful for you. But yeah, I'm really grateful for you being here. I'm just going to send, again, a lot of love for you as we all navigate this Mercury retrograde together. And yeah, if I can support in any other ways, feel free to reach out. I'll leave information for booking a personal reading with me in the description box below. But I really want to thank you for being here. And yeah, I'll be with you through this journey. Okay, thanks for being here. Bye for now. See ya.